game number 2. It's supposed to be Fade, not the XLNC. There we go. Switch over. Fix that. Fix that. There we go. Call of Duty? What? No, that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. Lissandra is for sweaty players. Sweat. For those of you that are tier 1 subs, coming up soon is that new emote, Feels Xeno Man, coming up shortly. It is currently pending, should be available for your enjoyment come Thursday. I tried to get in as early as possible, but the pending time does take a little bit. So, Commander C, I am doing fantastically. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well as the Vladimir Sejuani band away. Considering neither of these teams know the other players, I'm expecting a little bit more of just standard, strong bans. I don't know. Who do you think is ban-worthy right now with the 9.4 update?
Draven out. On the next patch, I'd say Kale, because Kale looks so cool. Her update.
Kale is worthy of banning because she looks
Lucian, cool. I mean, her kit just looks absolutely.
Oh, it's bonkers. Like don't get me wrong. Her passive is absurd.
It's so cool. I love it. No, but Draven's worth it if the other person knows how to play Draven. Lucian worth banning in the bottom lane right now. There are a couple of other really strong scaling champions. Twitch is actually up there in win rate right now. Ezreal, on the other hand, not really worth banning. Morgana has been a perennial for the last patch and a half, has been the top support win rates for a little bit, even though or at least at high elo, not so much at low elo. Misfortune is actually pretty high up there as well. The Alistar, Wincarnation's Alistar. People have forgotten to ban this against him. He's probably the best Alistar I've seen personally on this stream, and we now have an opportunity for a reprisal of the role. It's kind of like Delicious Seal getting his Darius, and we'll see what ends up happening here.
Top tier player on that champion. You think BioDaddy is a strong Alistar? Wait till you watch Wincarnation on this champion. Oppressive, perfect timing. I'm excited to see what Doublelift plays with him as well. I think the last time they played Caitlyn was in meta. She's still fairly strong with the reversion of those crit changed items. However, they're looking a little bit more, generally speaking, ADCs at more poke, like Kai'Sa or Sivir, or those options. I know they're not poke. I was more thinking of lane pressure champions.
Gotcha.
So things like Caitlyn, and who else was the other one that was just off the top of my head? I suppose Jinx isn't played that much, even though she is kind of finding her way back into the meta now.
Yeah, she's really strong right now.
So
she's in the position that I always like my mains to be in.
Kalista
if I
was
can
the other
really
one. Go ahead.
If I can really consider myself to even have a main with how little I've been able to play this semester. But Jinx, ooh, the Jhin picked up. Not in the most... He's probably a solid B tier right now. Where I like to have my mains is at the top of the A list. You know, you have them just... Because you always have those S tier ADCs that get picked every single game. Pick or ban, Lucian, every single game. Vayne gets picked more often than not. You keep seeing these champions that are picked over and over again. Just watch the LCS and you'll see the same champions over again. I hate playing those because either somebody takes it away from you or it's banned or they know how to play against. I prefer to play something that's a little bit less known. In Season 3, my favorite champion to play was Syndra. I know everybody knows Syndra now, but back then, nobody played Syndra. She'd come out and her release was a huge flop. Nobody picked her up, but she was hidden OP, and for an entire season I had 200 games with over a 75% win rate on her in ranked because she was just busted, because that was back when you still had Deathfire Grasp. I mean, have you ever been one shot by Syndra ult? I mean, everybody has, right? Now imagine that plus you press one button on your keyboard, and now Syndra's ultimate does 25% more damage. Because who doesn't want more damage on Syndra ult, am I right?
I mean, when you gotta have damage, you gotta have more damage, according to Riot Balance
Tons
logic.
of
Thank you,
damage.
Jat. It's all your fault. Moving on to the picks, we've got Intra grabbing Ryze, Commander C, as we talked about
Yes,
earlier.
it was.
It was what?
Kale Bina. Yes, it was. It was my first item rush when I mained her. I promise you, DFG and Syndra were there at the same time because I enjoyed it. Like, you could run DFG. That was the same time as AP Tristana with DFG. I remember going up against DFG, AP Tristana, and as DFG Syndra, and it was just a question of who could one-shot the other guy first. It's basically who could press their spells first, really. Different game back then. Anyway, so let's take a look at these teams. What do you think, Jake?
I think Tech Blows is looking mighty scary, though has a chance with some pretty heavy damage dealers. An interesting choice from a couple of them when it comes to roles. I'll have to see where they swap around. But I'm going to do the easy side and run through Tech Blows, as we've got our Tinny 3 in the top lane with the Nasus, 20 IQ Jungle Smurf, love the name with the Sylas in the jungle, LeBlanc James in the mid lane looking for some serious dunks, TSM Doublelift running the Kalista bottom lane carry role, and Wincarnation on the Alistar in the support.
And for Take a Chance, I think a Luminous Lux is going to be on Lux in the bottom lane supportive role. Chance taking Ryze in the mid lane. Commander C 2121 on Jhin in the bottom lane ADC role. Echo or Intra on Echo in the top lane, and 16, by the way, on Kayn in the jungle. That's going to be my guess, though. You could flip-flop Echo and Ryze. Possibly. One could go in either lane. Probably Ryze going up against the Nasus, to be honest. There's a lot of AP between the Ryze, the Lux, and the Echo, and not a lot of tankiness that I'm seeing. All in all, I do like Tech Blow's comp a lot more. I would be skeptical of the Kalista if it was anybody but PSM Doublelift.
Right? That's exactly what I thought when I saw it.
Yeah, Kalista, not in the strongest place. She did receive a few quality of life buffs a few patches back, and is not unviable anymore. She isn't the garbage that she was in previous seasons, but still not that great if we're entirely honest.
Fast clearing jungle or neutral objectives of the Drake and Baron whenever they get on that.
They actually even nerfed that. You can only do so much damage with Rend now. You can't out Rend a smite anymore.
Kappa.
I know,
Kappa
they nerfed that, which is kind of the only reason Kalista was picked after her nerf. But anyway, with the Alistar, especially, the engage from these two is stupid. Also, Jhin sucks at dealing with Kalista. Is so bad. Your only counter to her is your W, which roots her in place long enough for you to run away. Jhin likes single auto trades in lane. Kalista, so mobile that if you go up for a single auto trade or even go up for CS, she can just go on you. And with a Lux in the bottom lane, if she dodges out on that Luminous Binding, then there's no way that you can really stop her. And with the Alistar there, I mean, this is a very strong kill lane with not a lot of counters coming through between Lux and Jhin. So this could get bloody really fast. Also, LeBlanc into Echo. I'm not really sure how that matchup goes. It feels LeBlanc favored in the early game. But once Echo has access to the ultimate, I don't think it should be as one-shotty as, LeBlanc is warranted to do. Sylas in the jungle. Don't know how I feel about that. It's whatever. But Kayn, Sylas, I'll call that matchup even. Sylas is obviously going to scale a lot later into the game because of his ultimate stealing. Probably not going to want to steal the Jhin ult or the Ryze ult. The Lux ult would be nice. Echo ult would actually be really interesting to steal. Yeah, and then the Nasus in the top lane, we saw firsthand what that can do with the late game. But paired up against a Ryze, they're both going to scale obscenely, so it's kind of a wash in that thing. But I really do think the bottom lane has a potential to go off, both because it's TSM Double Lift and Wake Incarnation, and also because they have really advantageous picks.
Well, that's the thing from the side of what has now been renamed due to a lot of stuff going on to Squirtle lovers, or just Team Squirtle. Their bottom lane of that Lux and Jhin. Normally speaking, Lux not considered a top tier support. Paired with Jhin can be fairly strong because you can land binding into a lot of range damage. But the problem is, as you said, even if you land it on Kalista, they've got an Alistar that's just going to jump and CC you to death. He's so tanky, he can tank bindings and not even care and give time for Kalista to just burn you down. Plus, a binding doesn't stop auto attacks, and Kalista can still be throwing out those autos, waiting for the opportunity to rend and tear your health down. Plus the gank from Sylas, where he can do chain CC. That bottom lane needs to play obscenely safe and make sure that they're not only getting as much farm as they possibly can, but just avoiding any engages from Alistar or Sylas. Otherwise, they get blown up.
Exactly. And this is exactly what I'm anticipating happening in this bottom lane. And if Kalista gets going, she can be really hard to shut down unless you bring a lot of members. Ryze going to have a particularly difficult time dealing with her after his root is up. He's got so many skill shots. Most of his overload damage is now based on skill shots. How long until we're getting another Ryze rework, by the way? That champion is overdue for a rework.
Yeah, exactly. It's been about a year and a half. Time for another rework. I thought that the joke Kale Morgana was actually set up for a Ryze rework, but apparently they were legit and that they actually did do the Kale Morgana. Either way, we're into game number 2, Tech Blows versus Squirtle Lovers. Let's see what these players can do. I want to move red team to their correct position. If you were the side of red team, though, I don't know, Echo into LeBlanc. No, it is Echo into Nasus. Okay, that's actually what I was going to ask you, was Echo Ryze paired up versus Nasus LeBlanc. I think that this matchup, the Echo into Nasus and the Ryze into LeBlanc, is a little bit better, especially considering the shields that Ryze can give and the ability for Echo to have so many dashes in and out, and his... Oh, I'm going to forget the name now, so let me just go ahead and learn it really quickly. Parallel Convergence can be used effectively on a slow-moving, massive target like Nasus.
You see, I actually entirely disagree.
Let's disagree.
I was thinking at the beginning that, maybe... See, the problem that you're going to have with Nasus is not crushing him in the early game. That's easy. I mean, anybody can crush Nasus early game. I mean, if I was a champion, no buffs or anything, I might be able to 1v1 Nasus early game. He doesn't do any damage. But, once he gets his hands on that first item, once he gets some magic resist under his belt, suddenly it becomes a lot more difficult to deal with him. And the thing is that putting Chance in that lane on this Ryze is going to give an equal scaling opportunity, because Ryze is a crazy late game powerhouse also. So he's going to scale evenly. Nasus has no way to deal with the Ryze. So it's not about shutting down the Nasus so much as putting him in kind of a lose-fault situation, where that if Nasus doesn't shut the Ryze down, he's going to get outscaled. So it's kind of an even situation where if Ryze doesn't win the lane, because right now if Echo doesn't win this lane, he loses. But if in a neutral situation with the Ryze, who Ryze does lose to LeBlanc. So now you're going to have this situation where while Echo could have won against LeBlanc, depending on things, level 2 all in.
Yeah, not surprising from Incarnation. It's a jungle fight, though. As 20 IQ jungle Smurf dropped into 200 health, goes ahead and pops that potion. He's got the refillable pot. Kane, winning out the trade, heads back into the jungle. Good a little bit. Oh, wait, double bindings in the bottom lane against TSM Double Lift. Drop him down to about 200 as well. So overall harassment, no deaths yet. As Ryze is airing up LeBlanc in this mid lane. Passive going to be popped as well there.
Yeah, very good trade from Chance in the mid lane. he's supposed to lose this matchup. So getting that much damage off on such a mobile target with just skill shots, very impressive from him. Good binding. Intra, meanwhile, going to be, I believe he's up a little bit of CS right now, 17 to 9, 18 to 9, so double CS, but Nasus also has a huge wave about to crash into tower and has an easy time CSing there, so we'll
keep our eyes on that. With both junglers on that top side, it's going to give some free time in the bottom lane if Wincarnation finds another opportunity to go forward onto these squishier members. There it is, the engage onto the Lux. She's gone! Double it finds the last auto attack as well, even after she flashed. And that's the damage we're talking about early on to the game as Silas is ganking Intra on this top side. Already has to play a little bit careful. He's trying to bait the Echo back in, and Echo knows this, bouncing around, seeing if he can avoid the Silas long enough to get out. Maybe trying to bait him in a little bit. The flash forward from Silas, forcing Intra to flash as well, but he's got the chains. Dash 16, by the way, is coming up here to join the fight up here. Get a little bit of damage. Intra's alive, and the red buff on Kayn will start the slows onto Silas. Parallel Convergence going to be just disengaging for a little bit, but Silas still gets the kill and a massive heal and can now turn it on to Kayn, who has to back away. Good victory and a second kill for Tech Wolves on the top side.
Yeah, and I have to check this real quick. No, Nasus did not end up with an assist on that, which would have been disastrous for Echo, because he already gets outscaled so hard in this matchup. But getting an assist over, as well as that XP that he's going to get from having solo farm in the top lane for a little bit of time there, this could be disastrous, as the Echo does not have TP to get back to lane, so he's going to lose some CS, going to lose a lot of experience, might end up a full level down. Meanwhile, Chance is top lane.
We need to bring more people for a gank. They're going to go ahead and root the Nasus up. He's level 5. Flash is going to get him out. He will live, as LeBlanc is catching back up on farm in the mid lane, and that's one of the nice things for Chance in being able to push out his lane. Double root onto the Alistar, though, as we talked about. Wincarnation not going to care too much about the damage. We'll just heal it up with his passive.
Yeah, the passive is going to be a pretty big deal coming through, because having a poke lane like this, it always sucks when you have a Morgana or something like that, and you start getting poked out. A little bit of damage here, a little bit of damage there, and suddenly you're really low. Oh,
Alistar flashing! That should be Luminous Lux going down a second time. Didn't even need the jungler to gank, but he still picks up an assist as Kalista's going to go 2-0 at the moment. Intra gets the Parallel Convergence stun down onto Artany, who's in trouble. Ignited up. He's trying to finish off the Echo with the Qs, getting for the resets, but Intra still finds the damage and takes him down, cleaning up a first kill for himself after his earlier death. Chance trying to outplay LeBlanc in the mid lane. The Ignite ticking away as we get engaged once again on this bottom side. Jin in trouble, will be dropped. 16, by the way, the only member once again showing up to a fight that's already lost. Now as to defend the turret as Chance escapes the blast cone over the wall. LeBlanc uninterested in chasing.
Yeah, 16, by the way, trying desperately to defend this tower, but Doublelift has the Q, and he's going to get rooted under tower.
Beautiful, beautiful timing by Lux.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really give her too much credit for that, as she was just walking back to lane. But good walking back to lane, Lux. You did a good job.
I mean, she could have stuck around for another potion or something. You never know. Gotta give credit where credit might not even be due, but you can still try. 2,000 gold lead for the side. Well, about 1,000 in a little bit for the side of Tech Blows. Doing well so far this game. A lot of that. Silas, 2-0-1. Definitely making sure this jungle Silas has a presence in the game. We'll see where he takes that pressure as Intra, having gotten that kill early on the top side and up 10 CS, is going to go in once again with Parallel Convergence, set up Nasus, immediately running away, knowing that Nasus has level 6, maybe trying to bait that out. Incarnation on the roam, finds a little bit of CC onto Chance. He's going to be rooted up. LeBlanc is here, Distortion to get in, Ignite ticking away. Chance trying to escape with his ultimate, gets him out with Ignite, ticks him low, but he's actually going to survive. Woo! Chance playing with the edge of his seat.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Intra trading, but this is a little concerning. He's supposed to be winning really hard right now, and with this level 6, we've seen what Nasus can do when he has access to the ultimate. This is early in the game.
I see what happened. All right, here we go. So you saw how earlier TSM Double Lift was basically inting underneath that turret, trying to finish off the Kane, right? No, he was not inting. He was resetting Lux's gold value, making Luminous Lux get a kill. So now this Lux is worth more gold, giving Wincarnation the opportunity to go in once more and pick up more kills, make it more gold worthwhile for this Kalista to pick up those kills in the bottom lane. It's
of course
3,000 IQ thinking.
Yep, definitely. I have actually done that before where, you int over a kill to somebody and you're like, here you go. Now you're not worth 100 gold anymore, you're worth 300.
Reset that value, make it easier to get some more gold back. Deadless, I might stream that 1v1. It should be fun against... Nova is supposed to be 1v1ing me at the end of the night, just for the lulz.
Oh, no.
I think I'm going to enjoy playing AD Leona into his Kane, most likely. We'll find out. It'll be a blind pick. We can play whatever we want.
Yeah. I would not play Kane in a 1v1 personally because he's completely early.
Exactly. Lux going to be dropped once again in the bottom lane. This is what we talked about. Reset the gold. And this time give it over to Silas, who's already ahead. Nice ultimate from TSM Double Lift to set that one up. Taking more plates off this bottom lane turret. And Tech Blows is just skyrocketing their gold lead.
Yeah. Anybody ever just, like, sit in base and you're just sitting there watching, hold on, no, nothing gonna happen in mid lane. You're like, I need 50 more gold or 30 more gold for this item. What could go wrong? Then,
he's going to come to the mid lane. He's got the Jhin ultimate. I don't think he's going to need the curtain call just to go on a rampage, finishing off Chance as Wincarnation sets up the kill onto Commander C. We'll see what they can do as the Jhin trying to do what he can. The root comes down onto the Kalista. The turret shot finishes off Wincarnation, so Jin's going to get one kill. Luminous Lux could finish off Double Lift as well. Level 6. He's got the ultimate available. Just needs to find the CC. There's the E landing, slowing auto attack to finish off the Kalista. And that's actually a decent chunk of gold back into the hands of Squirtle Lover's bottom lane.
Yeah, the Jhin doesn't get the shutdown, so it's just going to be Lux grabbing that one. And as she had also received the kill from Kalista earlier, that's not going to be as heavy of a shutdown as it would be previously, but still a fair amount of gold going over to the Lux. 2 kills, as well as getting to soak the XP and CS here. Not too bad, and it could be worse if she was a different champion. Anyway, so Chance farming in the mid lane. Wincarnation back here, gonna knock him into the mid lane, and see if he can land the stun, but the root's gonna come down too early. Nothing gonna come of it.
Yeah, Wincarnation roaming twice into the mid lane, neither time securing a kill, but this is part of the reason that what makes Wincarnation such a deadly bottom lane support. Kalista finds Lux, able to pick up a kill. No shocker there as Lux is all by herself trying to shove that mini wave in. Again, the greed, a little bit too much. As
Wincarnation. Just sitting here. If Jhin doesn't back off of this turret, I guarantee you they will dive him.
This is where a little bit better team coordination could set you up pretty hard if you had Wincarnation on your team rotating to the mid, as he's already done twice. That could have been 2 extra kills. LeBlanc, though, playing on the safer side. Silas shoved out of the jungle by the top and jungler from the side of Squirtle Lover, so they're going to gain a little bit of control. They still lose the bottom lane turret for first turret gold to Tech Blows.
Props to Commander C backing off. I can't tell you how many people I've seen who don't know when to back off. Anthony, okay, here he is.
Gonna get hit with the fellow convergence. We gotta fight in the mid lane, though. The distortion get cleaned up by LeBlanc, who is going to get the passive reset. But 16 knows which is the right target. He's gonna chase her down. The flash forced out. We'll see if Kane can chase it. And she's hopping over the wall with the distortion. Wants to finish off. Chance can't get the auto attack as he flashes away. Wincarnation has joined the fight in the mid lane. Gets the CC. The stun down. Ultimate from Kane used to just dodge his way, trying to avoid DSM Double Lift, but the spears to the back will secure a 9th kill and a 4,000 gold lead. Oh! Pixel perfect! Luminous Lux picks up a 3rd kill of the game. We'll get the nice binding down onto the Kalista as well. Throws out Wincarnation, but the curtain call gonna set up Chance. He's trying to run in. He's actually gonna drop to the Kalista as Double Lift has plenty of damage to the top lane. Nasus wins the 1v1 against Echo. Commander C gonna join Luminous Lux here in the mid lane, but 20 jungle Smurf gonna come in, grab the curtain call, start it up against Luminous Lux. Lux dodges the 3rd, but gets hit by the 4th. and goes down. Silas happy to pick up his 5th kill of the game with no deaths, and that should be mid lane tier 1 turret.
Yeah, this snowball intra is AFK.
I mean, when you're losing this hard, you might as well don't leave the game. Don't do it. Now, I don't know if that's a DC or if that is an actual leaving the game. I'm going to assume that it is a leaving of the game. We'll see here, though, is XLNC. We do not support leaving games, even if it's a custom game just for fun. There's no reason to leave the game as Alistar gets a little knockback onto Chance. Double lift was low, taking turret shots. He's under 200 health. Trying to step forward. Chance forcing the flash out of the Alistar, which puts Double Lift in position to potentially go down. Chance still getting what damage he can just outside the turret range, but they can't find the kill.
Intra is back, but you see, the thing is, what with the Nasus being able to 1v1 him now, this is a really different situation. It's about that time of game, and let's see who... yeah, he has a little bit of magic resist under his belt right now, and now he's going to have substantial amount more.
Echo going to refocus, though, to LeBlanc James. He says, this is the target that I want. Hextech Protobelt gets him close. Ignite, drops the LeBlanc low. Oh, the dodge, but it's still going to be dashing forward by Intra to chase it down. LeBlanc Passa doesn't save her. She goes down. LeBlanc says, you know what, Nasus, I can't touch you. I'll finish off your teammates. Ooh, rude from
like
Rise. Trying to set something up as Kalista really wants this mid lane turret. Dropping it low, will re-engage onto Luminous. Lux, one more auto attack, takes her down, but she's going to take some decent damage as well on the way out. Curtain call by the Jhin. Going to start just chunking down Wincarnation's health with it. 4th shot drops him low, but not quite dead yet. Intra coming around the corner on this Echo. He's sitting at 3/4 health, though. Keep your eye on that. As will he engage underneath the turret? He has the ultimate, so he could ult out. Decides not to go for it, though.
TSM double lift, 7 and 2. Almost, whoa. Is that a 70 CS lead that I see? Good lord.
Yep.
It's almost, yeah, 70 CS up on his lane opponent at 15 minutes? What?
I'm not saying that Jhin struggled, but...
I mean, that and the amount of CS that he's picked up. I mean, he's farming really well, and I mean, Jhin had trouble. I mean, Jin's not that far behind everybody else on his team. He's like 20 CS behind everybody else on his team, who, granted, they're down a decent number, but, I mean, actually Rise is up over his lane opponent.
Echoes even with the Nasus. The root comes down onto Nasus as well. Double, triple root. Everyone holding him in place, but he doesn't care. He's got the health. Chance on the run. He's going to have to ult himself to safety. He can't get out in time. Ardenate picks up a kill. And now that mid lane turret under siege, under fire, should go down here shortly as the members of Squirtle Lovers trying to group around to defend it, but it's sitting at a sliver. Go ahead and back away. There's no reason to die for it. Alistar says, all right, Kane, you're the target. Let's jump on you. He walks through a wall to get out. And by the way, we'll live for now as we got to fight up here towards the top side for red buff. Silas is able to secure it, and now the Echo has to get out. Down to about half health. Silas just continues to slow and chain and pull. The dash is on in. The Echo ult is only backwards, flashes forward, gets the chain slam down. Secures himself yet another kill. 6-0 in lane. He's going to come and make it 7-0. He can turn on to the Lux, make it 8-0. Ladies and gentlemen, Artney's going to steal it away. Still, though, the side of Tech Blows says we want this game to get blown up, and we are going to skyrocket into a 12,000 gold lead at the 16-minute mark. Wincarnation tossed over the wall, just going to CC, knock back the Kane into the waiting arms of the Nasus. He's going to get ulted by the Kane himself, dropped low, maybe finish off. 16, by the way, flashed his way, getting the kill and his life. Double it, finishing off Rise in the meantime, though, so the gold lead still super in favor of Tech Blows. Interesting what he can do. The fight just continues, never ending. He's gonna ult backwards. Double lift in the meantime, though, destroying everybody. Can't finish off Intra. Echo's got the dash. Artney wants the kill, flashes forward, but he's gonna have to run away. We'll see if the binds are gonna be enough to finish off the Nasus as he goes ahead, does a little bit of a dance. Curtain calls 1, 2, 3, 4. Only one hit the Nasus, and now Lux is going to have to solo as the rest of the team is way too far behind to do anything. She just backs away.
Yeah, LeBlanc in the top lane trying to auto-attack down minions, but she's so low. So she should probably go back, reset, some money. She has no mana, so if she gets caught by somebody right now, she's dead. But TSM Doublelift did get shut down there, gave over 1,000 gold bounty to who was that who picked that kill up? I did not see during the team fight. Kind of chaotic.
Echo shut down the Callista for 1,000 gold.
Yeah, so Echo now having a decent chunk of change in his pocket might be able to maybe do that to Callista again, maybe. But I wouldn't put my hopes in it, considering Wincarnation really knows how to peel.
And it's down 10,000 gold at the 18-minute mark. LeBlanc finishing off a Trinity Force as her first and only item. I am both intrigued and impressed. All right, choices.
You mispronounced depressed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you're that far ahead, I suppose you can just build whatever you want. Alistar trying to get himself a little bit further ahead. Chance will be shielded up. Will get out alive with half of his health. Intro will not escape the Silas, who just tears him apart on that top side, chaining him back to the fountain once more for another 30 seconds. Inhibitor in the mid lane, dropping low, should be easily secured. They don't even have a Baron on the map to try for as it's only Rift Herald at this point in the game. Chance under 300 health. This is the final push. Wincarnation tanking double Nexus turrets. Will get dropped. Commander sees worth gold again. Already says, I'll pick that one up. The flash from Luminous Lux to try to get back to the fountain just gets dropped by Doublelift, who's got all the spears. 16, by the way, trying to do what he can. Ults and should be able to finish off the Callista. He gets a bunch of gold back for himself as he was able to secure what you talked about earlier. Still goes down. Dodges the chain! But no, the Hextech Proto Belt secures the kill. And now the turret shot is going to take down Artie, giving it over to Rise. His Chance is doing everything that he can to keep his team alive. Chance carry is the name of the game at this moment as Silas gets a bit of health back. Still, though, going to fall. Finally, but gets the retribution onto Echo. Rise triple kill. But it's been a bloody cost for the side of Squirtle lovers, and they still lost that middle inhibitor.
Meanwhile, LeBlanc kind of just AFKing in the top lane. I think she's kind of just goofing around at this point, buying that Trinity Force. 0-2 on the LeBlanc, but doesn't need to be ahead when you've got TSM Doublelift and 20 IQ Jungle Smurf just going nuts. How many kills does Silas have right now?
10 kills.
Yeah, 10 and 1 and 10 and 4 on your jungler and ADC respectively. Meanwhile, Chance and Echo both trying to hold down the fort on their team. 3 and 4, Chance picking up a triple kill in that last fight, and then 3 and 5 on the Echo. Both trying their best, but it's a long, hard battle to the top.
That gold, though, when those shutdowns occur, will get you at least started. Those Chance trying to escape from Incarnation. Nice disengage. Echo gonna jump in, though, trying to get onto Artney, the tanky member. Callista to the back line. Ult to Incarnation into the enemy team. Doublelift is around the corner, but nobody can get to him, and there's no vision. Just spears down the Lux. Rise trying to escape with his ultimate. Barely gets out. Ignite keeping him down just a little bit. The flash forward from Silas. He wants to 1v2. Takes down the Jhin. Chases into Silas is just way too far ahead. Chance says, I'll take a chance against you. However, with Wincarnation CC, that's a double kill to the Silas. Intra, one man standing. Will he be able to defend against 4 members? Nice ult backwards. Gets a lot of damage, but it's the ult from Smurf just to reset it. Looks like he was Smurfing this entire game. So, ladies and gentlemen, Tech blows Will with an explosive game secure game number 2. They're just playing with their food now inside the fountain itself, finishing up that second Nexus turret.
Yeah, and now it's just going to be, hold on, Doublelift versus 16, by the way, and the ultimate is going to be popped, but the lifesteal is on. 16, by the way, trying to turn out on Wincarnation, but not going to get it. TSM Doublelift going to go in on Chance. Can he get the spears in? He needs one more, does it not get it. Now he's going for Luminous Lux, does not have the rend available, and he is going to be CC'd and shut down by the Echo. Intra going in for Wincarnation, not going to get it. 20 IQ Jungle Spur gives him the note button, but the Ignite is going to kick down, killing Wincarnation there. Chance taking a chance against 20 IQ Jungle Smurf, who is going to pop the Kingslayer, get the health back, but he is taking damage. Chance is going to back off, and are they going to end the game right here? No, 20 IQ Jungle Smurf wanting to go back in, but Chance does not have the damage, and they're gonna die together. Lux picking that up. 16, by the way, trying to knock down Anthony, but he's had enough, and the Q is gonna come down, ending the game.
That was a pretty wild ending to the game. Tech Blows having fun, giving Squirtle lovers a chance to not only fight, but also get a couple of kills back. A little bit of a feels good for the ending of that game, even though most of the game was so frustrating and so tough to be able to play against. In the end, you get yourself a couple of kills. You feel like you defended the Nexus for a short while. Game still goes over to Tech Blows that had the lead for most of that. And ladies and gentlemen, that will be your game number 2. Dottore! How are you doing? Ladies and gentlemen, very quickly, if you are enjoying streamers as a whole, go and follow Dottore. If you like the Metro series, go follow Dottore. If you like awesome emotes, go follow Dottore. Just basically go follow Dottore. Anyways, here we go for the honorable mentions and MVPs of game number 2.
All right, so I'm going to give Squirtle lovers, I think Chance and Intra. Intra's probably going to get the... That's a good question there. I think Intra deserves the honorable the MVP, and Chance deserves the honorable mention. Intra had control of his lane until the point where he DC'd, where he kind of gave over a kill to Anthony, who, as Nasus does, just became a complete scaling monster dog threat. But he did end up DCing and giving over a kill, so, you can't fault him for that. And Chance really playing well in the late game. I think that Squirtle lovers played that whole lane wrong. Chance should have gone top lane. Intra should have gone mid lane. Sure, Intra might have had a harder time playing into the Lux, but Chance being top lane would have given him both the ability to abuse the Nasus from a range, as well as scale evenly, because Chance, you saw the amount of damage he was doing in the late game, and he was not even completely scaled. But those are your MVPs and honorable mentions for Squirtle lovers. But for Tech Blows, this is hard. Can I just give TSM, Doublelift, and Wincarnation a collective MVP together, because they're kind of a unit? It feels wrong to include one and not the other. Doublelift got the limelight there. Well, Wincarnation set him up for everything. But I can't really leave out 20 IQ Jungle Smurf either. So I'm kind of in this tense thing right here.
All right, how about this? You get to give one honorable mention and 2 MVPs.
All right. The MVPs to TSM, Doublelift, and Wincarnation, and honorable mention to 20 IQ Jungle Smurf. Reason being, all of the kills that Jungle Smurf ended up getting were off, or at least the 3 that got him rolling, were off of the bottom lane dives that Wincarnation and Doublelift set up. So he got his advantage from bot lane and then took it everywhere else. Got the snowball rolling, and then just steamrolled the rest of the map with it. So since the advantage originated in bot lane from what Doublelift and Wincarnation were doing, they get the MVPs and honorable get both MVPs, and the honorable mention goes over to 20 IQ Jungle.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that is game number 2. Yes, Kat, you spent forever on that code. It's fantastic code. We'll figure it out. Don't worry, Kat. We will figure that out. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go on to a very, very short break as we get set up for game number 3, which is going to be, as I check my schedule very quickly, Hamburger Collectors versus Redacted. There's a lot of awesome players in these games. Curry King, as well as Doc Shocker himself, going to be playing in those 2 teams respectively. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.